So August, I know we had talked before. I don't know
Yeah,
you said you
I
wanted to
got I
go
got it pulled
first.
up. Yeah. So yeah, basically, essentially, every time we bring a guest on, we kind of ask them a basic list of questions for kind of whatever their background is. For you, it's pretty similar. You're a big streamer, so we
Yeah,
kind of
it's
want
so
to
big.
know, like, yeah, just hey,
I
it's all
did
about
just hit
that.
500.
Own it.
It's all about that Sigma grind set.
Yeah,
You'll get there. You gotta just get
fake it.
maintain the grind set. But yeah, like, how did you get into streaming? Like, what made you interested in it? What made you get into it? And what made you finally decide to like pull the trigger?
Let's see. So, I guess what it really was like I never really watched streamers before. Like I knew of Twitch and of streamers. I never would sit there and watch them. But one day, when we got our PS5s, Mike, he got the bundle that came with the camera, and he was just messing around one day, and he's like, "I'm just gonna try streaming." I was like, "Cool." So he like would stream every other day, but he wouldn't like interact or anything. And I was just like, "You gotta interact." And then I realized I want to interact. I want to do it. So like I don't know. I was kind of nervous about it. So one day when he was at work, I was like, screw it. And I stole his camera. I put it on the computer or on my monitor or whatever, and I streamed from my console. I don't even think I got more than 2 viewers, but I was like, this is fun. And I don't know. I just kept doing it and until I got to where I am, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how I got into it.
Oh,
Does that kind
that's
of mirror your experience, Matt?
I don't know. I don't know if I got. It's so hard to remember because it was a while ago. Um, I think I just started playing games and talking to people, and then at first like I was really bad at it, and I've gotten better. But you know, yeah, kind of, pretty much just just started streaming, playing games, and eventually just met people and just started slowly growing. That was
Yeah. So it was like
initially.
the it was the community aspect that kind of like made you most interested in it. From the sound of like both of yours.
Um, no, well, for community, I don't know about community. I think it's more like I just wanted to play games and just talk to people. But maybe that could be community. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I've always played games like ever since I was young, like as long as I can remember, but I always had somebody to play with. So when Mike wasn't around or if I didn't have anyone around, I would just not play games. But I wanted to, but I didn't want to play them alone. And I think a part of that was also streaming. You have a bunch of people to talk to, even if it's just like one person or, two or whatever. And it feels like you're hanging out with people, even though you're all alone in your room. It makes it a lot easier to get into things that you want to play. You just don't want to do it alone. That's
Now,
how I felt doing it.
no, who is Mike, by the way? No, like
Oh, sorry.
nobody really knows that.
Mike is my boyfriend. Sorry, August knows that, so I just like automatically
Cool
thought,
guy.
Uh,
Cool guy.
yeah,
yeah,
because
He's
I'm thinking like he
a
could be your
Marvel head.
brother. I don't know.
yeah,
The, I mean, do you feel like you would label yourself as a streamer? Is that like what you think best describes you?
yeah. I do. Normally would say small streamer. I just kind of like to put the small there, but maybe I should take it out. I don't know.
I mean, streamer's a streamer. There are some people that I don't know. I think like there's a I don't know if you've ever looked at your stats before, but there's a way to look at like where you are in the percentage of streamers. And
Uh,
I think honestly, if you have like five viewers or something like that, you're like quite above quite a few people. But then again, there's a lot of people that just start streaming and they stop or whatever it may
yeah.
be. Um, yo,
Yeah.
August,
So like your
yeah,
consistency is key.
yeah,
Is
Hmm.
kind of what you're saying for like growth.
yeah. Oh, were you asking
Sorry.
me?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I was asking you. Yeah.
yeah,
Like what?
absolutely. I'd say like consistency and then picking times. Like for me, ever since I moved to like I changed times, so I started streaming like I was streaming from like 1 to 5 or something like that, or 2 to 5, and then I moved to 6 p.m. and then ever since then, it changes, and now you have to find a new group of people because all of my people are people that's are up really late at night, or actually most of them are West Coast people. Is really kind of how it works out. Um, so yeah, I would say like streaming the same times, being consistent. I would say at least 3 times a week. And honestly, if you can help it, like 2 hours is like usually a starting point, in my opinion. Because it's like anything at like you might stream like 2 hours and you're like, well, why aren't I getting anybody? It's just because the discoverability of Twitch is so bad that you
Very bad.
you have to like really you're gonna have to like time is your best friend. You have
Yeah,
to grind that shit.
I can attest to that because when I do my 12-hour streams, I don't usually start hitting my peak amount of viewers until like hour 6
Yeah.
at the like least. Like hour 1 through 5, I'm just floating around like 2 to 3, 4 people, and then after that, 7 to 10 if I'm lucky.
Yeah, and like at least if not only that, but like the games that you're picking matter, the times you're streaming matter because you have like more competition and bigger streamers are on. There's a lot that kind of goes into it that you have to like think about. I mean, you could be like me, and you could just play Dragon Ball Z Sagas and be like, "Fuck it, I don't care," and let's see who shows up for this. And hey,
Yeah. See,
uh,
I agree with that.
I
It's like
hear
I don't know, you should be able to play what you want, but also know how to, I don't know, strategize it.
like if honestly, if I wanted to make like a growth strategy, I would probably just play DNF Duel or Tekken right now. That's probably what I would do
for fighting game.
every day, like every day, and I would probably start to lose my mind, uh, but yeah,
Honestly, Matt, I respect your retroness so much. Like I'm still waiting on that like OG Atari Pong stream.
oh God, no.
But no, no. I mean, like it definitely takes a certain mindset to be like, I'm gonna break the mold. I'm gonna stream what I want. And even if you are streaming something popular, I mean, I think it's bravery all around. If you're gonna stream a popular game, you have to be confident enough that like it's not just gonna be the game your viewers are gonna come for. They're gonna come for your personality over the game. So it's just impressive. Like honestly, like I would love to stream a little bit. I don't think I would ever like fully embrace it, but like
Mhm.
I always respect people that are willing to just go on there, put their personality out there every day, and kind of grind that experience ladder because that takes a skill. It takes dedication. It takes a certain mindset.
August, did you have any other questions for Boo Bagel
Oh
before
yeah,
I?
yeah, yeah. We're gonna circle back to him. I was just kind of from talking about two people that stream way more often than I do, who doesn't stream at all. It
Yeah.
was kind of interesting to see what your perspectives were on it. But yeah, so like in terms of kind of streaming and kind of seeing what works and what doesn't, like what are some of the streamers that you look up to, or is there anyone in the content creation game that you want to emulate? Like I
Um,
know you
s-
said you defined yourself as a streamer, but I know you do other stuff too. You make TikToks, you make other stuff. So
so like I said before, I never really like watched streamers and I didn't know too much about them, but since beginning to stream, I've met a lot of different people like around the same like follower count. And I've also met a specific streamer that he's a smaller streamer, but I think he has like 2,000 followers on Twitch, which is a lot, but small if you think about it in the grand scale of things. But his name is Bowls, Bowls, and he's awesome. He makes extremely hilarious content, and I mean it when I say that watching one of his streams feels like you're watching a pre-edited YouTube video. Like he does all this wacky crap like during the stream that
Hmm.
you would think it's like edited and pre-recorded. He's super super funny and he's very supportive of everyone who doesn't have like, the same amount of followers as him. So, it's pretty cool. I like him a lot.
Um, yeah, no, I've never actually heard of him, but I'll have to check him out. I usually do check out quite a few people, like if I can, because it's like you never know. You kind of need community of people to grow, and it's very difficult to do it on your own unless you're really just grinding out like ideas every day and sort of that kind of mentality.
But
So
I had one more follow
yeah,
up
go
kind
ahead.
of for you, Matt. So like, are there any streamers that you try to emulate, or any like TikTokers? Like, I know there's a bunch of different people that we've networked with, that we've done interviews with, but like,
I
is there anyone's
don't.
content you want to make content like?
No, no, that's the problem is I only want to make content like I want to make content. And I think in terms of streaming, that I mean, in terms of like making content outside of streaming, that I want to make it how I want to make it and just, take ideas from whatever I see. But there's no one who I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that. Um,
Mhm.
but in terms of streaming, I need to figure out what I want to do in terms of, entertaining people because not everybody just wants to, watch some guy with a beard play video games because it just doesn't it doesn't really make you stand out at all. You have to
Mhm.
kind of do something more than that, unfortunately. Um, but no, yeah, no, I don't have anybody yet. I mean, I enjoy watching like streamers like Max and stuff, and I think I would love to do like retro streams like how he does with like people. I've always thought about doing that, like having friends over, like how he has, and um, he's I've watched him for like over 10 years now, so um, since like 2011, I think. So, um,
Yeah. So I do Bagel. We're talking about the fighting game content streamer Maximilian Dude, who's I
yeah,
would say arguably the biggest person in the FGC content creation space.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, he makes awesome content. He definitely, and it's like varied. Like, he's shot in like mini movies. He's done
Oh, that's
fighting game
cool.
streams. He's done retro streams. So I mean, I really like that kind of within the new kind of social media Twitch age. It really is the age of like user created creativity. But at the same time, it's like, well, what do I make? Are people gonna watch it? There's always that constant interplay between the creator, and whether or not he thinks there's an audience there for his content, or their content.
you
But
afternoon
yeah,
tune. Thanks for the bits, man. Yeah,
but
guys.
yeah, do you want to do the next question, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, go check out Afternoon Tune if you haven't. He actually has a really cool podcast that I listen to. Uh, real supportive guy. So let me see. Yes, I do have questions. Um, what do you think? Okay, so one other question. Do you actually? I'm gonna choose a different question. Do you prep before any streams?
Yeah. I think it's not a whole lot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's just turn it on my laptop. I like to my Elgato will disconnect a lot, so I'll turn on my laptop and I'll make sure the Elgato's working or whatever, and then just for me, I guess I just brush my hair. Sometimes I put on lipstick or whatever, and then I just sit down. Make sure I have a bottle of water because you talk a lot and your mouth gets really dry.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, just the basic stuff. Make sure the title and everything's good, and then I hit the starting soon. Let that go on for a little bit, just so I can mentally prepare myself. Because sometimes you're not always in the mood, even though you need to stream. Not need to, but for me, I feel like I need to try to do it every day. And
Mm-hmm.
even if I'm not in like an energetic mood, like I most of the time
Quintessence
am,
HD just
I
resubbed for
get
16
myself in
months.
that mood for the stream.
Bibbidi
You know,
boppidi
because you have to be
zibbida.
talkative,
Hold
and
on
then
one second.
I just
Oh, whoa, 1 second. Sorry, the alert box is going off. All right, I muted it. Go ahead. I didn't want to. I don't want like the audio to run over what you were
yeah,
saying.
no, that's okay. But yeah, just basically, sometimes you just gotta get yourself in a better mood than you're in to be entertaining. Because
Yeah,
it is, overall for me, this is a career. Like I want it to be a career, so I'm gonna have to, sometimes you gotta put on a face for work. So that's kind of how it is.
You got to do the whole what's it, like the Katy Perry documentary. Like, I forgot the weirdest references, but like, long story short, there's like a
Yeah,
famous kind of story in content creation about how like Katy Perry just got the news that like, was it
yeah.
Russell Brand wanted to break up with her, and then
Hmm.
she immediately had to like
Go
do
on
a show.
stage.
Yeah, go on
Yeah,
stage.
after he divorced her over phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, so sometimes you gotta boss bitch it up and just put on the face and you're like,
Um,
yeah.
so with that, like what I was thinking was more or less like, do you prep content beforehand? Because
Um,
one thing that I've kind of been noticing lately is a lot of people that are streamers, what they do to kind of figure out what they do is they game plan what they're going to do during their stream, which is really difficult to do. It's like it's hard to imagine doing that for 3 hours, right?
mhm.
Um, that's kind of like really what I meant is because I need to, but I don't do that. You know, I wasn't
So
sure if
like
that's something you do.
you mean like just like while you're streaming things that you're gonna do during the stream, like have it all planned out or
Yeah, like that's what I meant by prep, but also that this what you said counts too. That works completely
yeah.
fine. I was kind of wondering, I was also wondering, do you prep content beforehand?
Uh no. I like you said I probably should.
It's okay.
Like the guy I mentioned, Bowles, he has all kinds of like pre-made prepped content that he rolls into his stream
Yep.
while like every time somebody subscribes, there's a video of him doing something else pops up. Like that stuff's really fun and I wanted to I kind of wanted to try to do stuff like that too, but like you said, it's also I don't know. You kind of want to be yourself while not also seeming like you're taking from other people. But there's also nothing wrong with taking inspiration. So I kind of want to
Yeah.
try doing that.
Yeah, there's nothing
I
wrong with
probably
that.
should.
Like literally look at all the bigger streamers, they all copy each other. And
Mhm.
It's reacts. The react meta will never die.
that I mean I can't believe that it works as well as it does. I even like we weekly watch Common Writer every Monday. I don't know if you know what Common Writer is. Uh, but there's Common Writer show, and
Like
we
Power Rangers, but like for like with 16 through 13.
what?
Slightly older Power Rangers.
No,
Like
it's
what
it's
is
for
Primary
it's
Rangers?
for like a it's like for kids to adults.
Oh, okay.
Um, but basically it's like Sentai. It's like is what it's called. It has like adult themes, people die, stuff like that. It's like a drama. Um, so basically, I we every Monday we watch that. So I'm thinking like, why don't I just stream us watching that? Like what but how would I do that? Do I even keep the VODs? Would people show up for it? I don't know. You know, it would have to be you can't keep the VODs, right? They would have to
Yeah. Yeah.
disappear after they're done. Which, by the way,
Mhm.
I found out you can do that, where you can actually choose a category. Like if I choose this category, do not keep the VOD, and that's how
Mhm.
like people like streamers they get clips of their stream, but it's never of them watching. I don't know, like Chef. What is it? Like
Gordon Ramsay,
yeah, Gordon Ramsay, whatever it
American
may be.
Food, stuff like that.
Yeah. Um, so I guess with that, what do you think is holding you back from that next level of streaming that you're I know you mentioned a few things, but like what do you think about this a lot? Do you like, what do you think's holding you back?
I do think about it a lot. I talk about it a lot. I always get a lot of ideas, but I guess what's holding me back is like it's hard to say the lack is motivation because like I am motivated, like I want to do this, but like physically doing it is hard sometimes. I don't know. I think time is everybody's biggest enemy, like and money. Cuz like the things I want to do, like I kind of want to like make I don't know. I've done it. I've streamed it before. I'd like to dress up as characters that I've written out or whatever. And but it costs money to get an outfit together and it's motivation and then it's anxiety to do it cuz like you said before like what if people don't want to watch that? What if people don't join in? Like it's just a motivation thing. I mean, I've always had that kind of issue growing up like and that's why streaming is so amazing for me because it's the one thing I've actually stuck with and not just like dropped off because I got anxious.
Yeah. Um, well, you know what I can say, and my whole point of view is I think whether you have what you need or not, I think you should do it. You should just figure out how to do it. If it's super cheap, if you're just wearing a different shirt, it doesn't matter. People, like you probably watch TikTok because you're on there, right? Some
Hmm.
people just like they wear two different shirts and then they use two different camera angles to talk to each other, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, there's no reason why. I mean, maybe you could figure that out, but like, and you know what? You might be bad at that at first, but I think that, making that attempt is the first step to improving whatever it is that you want to do. Because obviously, what is it? Bulls is his name?
yeah. Bowls. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he had to go through the process of like, oh man, this really wasn't quite right. Let me watch what I did and then,
yeah,
figure out. I, I mean, I really feel that, you know, for me, whether it's good or I've made like tons of bad stuff, and that's okay because I've also made good stuff too. And so it's like, I sometimes like I made a video that I spent a lot of time on that was a review today, and it has like under 3,000 views, and I'm upset because I think it's a good video, but it's not getting the attention it deserves. So, there's got to be a reason to that. So, whatever it is, I have to figure it out.
yeah. That was the biggest piece of advice I got from Bowls, like personally, like one on one. He said, if you ever doubt your content, just go back and skip throughout your previous VOD and watch like 30 seconds every time you skip. And if it's entertaining, then you're doing good. And if it's not, then like his whole thing is make every single bit of that stream entertaining, like every minute of it, which is
So,
a lot of work.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, like, so I mean, I think that that is is great and all, but like
mhm.
also that does not explain how to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, that's the one big problem I have with people giving advice for streaming is like, well, you have to be entertaining. Your content's just bad. It's like, well, what do I
yeah.
do to improve it? I don't know. It's
Just
like
do it.
it's like someone coming up to you and saying, "You suck at basketball." It's like, "Oh, all right. Well, I don't know how to do anything, so
But that's also like just like any kind of open-ended advice. That's kind of the inherent difficulty is that like I don't know, like you have to use your own
Yeah,
creative
yeah, yeah.
tools because like you're coming from a different experience and creative energy than someone else's. So
yeah,
it's the always creative paradox, where it's like make something better, but how? I don't
just
know.
do it."
Figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, you want to
Like
be
that.
good at streaming? Well, get better at it. You want to be good at podcasting? Well, you got to make content that people are interested in. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, what does that mean? And then, you kind of just have to like look at other people. And extend, you know what? Honestly, I think copying people is like the biggest thing about it, which is so strange. And I think it's like it's more important than, I give it credit for is, but putting your own twist on things, which is really just ripping people off is really what it comes down to.
Hmm.
Let's face it. People say, oh, well, you're just putting your twist on it cuz obviously if I was like, if I stole all of Bull's stuff and I was like, well, this is mine and but I did everything the same, he might be kind of mad. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um
I agree.
I
uh
mean that's all content creation, right? Like
Yeah, it's like everywhere.
nothing new under the sun. Like a lot of the greatest versions of things have been inspired by other things. It's just, how is that I mean, that's kind of the great part about existing in the way we exist is that like a piece of content is evaluated as a whole. So if you execute certain things better than someone else, even though your stuff is similar, a lot of people are going to grade you on that. So I
I
mean, it just makes it cool.
I will say
And
for
oh, I was just gonna say ADD brain. By the way, like I
sure.
think we need a clip right at the start of our podcast where like we say now that's podcasting. It's like
What?
the idea you just came in.
No.
You're just talking about like podcast, and it's like this is
I
pod racing. Now that's podcast. I'm just saying. Right?
I would have to, we'll work it out. We'll work it out.
This is podcast.
Uh
It could be a thing.
we just need a child to say it.
We need to
I
go
could do
back
a
in
mean
time and
child voice.
hire Jake Lloyd.
We'll go hire
Or
Jacob Lloyd. He ain't doing nothing
because
besides being
Star Wars
crazy.
fans ruined his life.
That's
But
right.
yeah.
Um, there was what was it? Also, I will say that I don't like I don't like the way high level streamers do things. I don't like the way they make content. I don't. I think it's kind of shit. I think it's crazy what people consider good content and what's entertaining because like Mizkif and stuff like that. I think I get it, but literally all like a lot of streamers do is they just piggyback off of other people's content. And it's insane that that's acceptable. And you know, it's like people make fun of TikTokers for making low level content, and they do. Oh boy, they do. In terms of streaming, but you know, all of the most popular streamers do the same fucking thing. Or not the same fucking thing, but you know what I mean. They make easy, you know, they can fill up hours. Um, I don't know, be controversial. I bet a lot of the stuff that they actually make is just trash, and you're only seeing the best part of it, yeah, because they have like a management team. But
Honestly, I think that to me, that's the problem with the format though, is you have so much content to fill that like unless you have like a team, like we're talking like Saturday Night Live, Ellen show, Stephen Colbert's level, you're not like no reasonable person is ever gonna be able to fill that time. So it creates that game of like, well, why don't I just do reacts? And it's like I think a
yeah,
lot of those people are talented enough to produce better content, but they've realized that the reward is not there for them.
the
They're
time's
still
never
gonna get the
gonna
view.
they're never
Yeah.
gonna have the time to do that. They're never gonna
Yeah.
make money if they do it that way.
Yeah.
Which you know they probably have. They gotta pay for their mansions somehow. You know.
Well, I think all of them would be better if they were allowed to cut back on content, like take a couple more days off, kind of like work the process more.
Mhm.
But the problem with that is like how high level streaming works is like you get paid for the amount of days you work. So it's like why not just work more days and have the content be work?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot
And,
of those people are working like 12-hour streams too.
yeah, their contracts like mandate that they have to do so many hours a week. So it's like they're not going to burn themselves out making crazy high level content because just not it's not worth it. And that's kind of the frustrating thing about watching content creation from like a lower level is that like you realize a lot of these people could make better stuff, but they don't have to.
Right.
You
I
know,
mean, they've been doing it long
that's
enough, yeah.
you know,
I was watching like a video game donkey video that like one of his most recent ones on E3. I don't know if anybody knows video game donkey, but donkey or whatever. But he was essentially like Mizkif was like, "Oh yeah, I play platforms all the time," and like Donkey's like, "You don't play fucking video games on your stream?" And it was kind of hilarious because he just calling him out for lying. But yeah, it's like kind of crazy, like because these people they don't play video games, and yet they're getting publicity from because they're on Twitch. They're just like, well, they must play video, you know. So they're at E3 and stuff, which doesn't really connect. Uh, but yeah, man. Anyway, maybe we
oh,
should start.
oh, yeah, no, we should. We
We should
absolutely should
definitely
share
start delving into
their
some Marvel
um
content.
but like so Bagel, as someone who's like a small level streamer, like do like I don't wanna you don't have to like throw out any shade or anything, but like what's your opinion on
Who do
like
you hate?
what high level yeah, well what's your opinion on like
Who
high level
gives?
content creation or like what do you think,
Uh,
the problems are with it or do you have any problems with it or
I don't know. I guess the only example I can like think of, um, I don't know. I've only heard, so I can't really like say it for sure, but like I've heard XQC is kind of an asshole, and like he's like one of the biggest Twitch streamers, right? Like, isn't he super popular, but for being an asshole?
the juicer army is now coming for you, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, so he kinda he I don't watch X so much, just because I can't literally tolerate watching his streams for more than like 5 minutes without going insane.
Hmm.
I watch like Hassan at times, like which knows X and they've associated and fought over different things. So, yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where like I don't necessarily mind his personality. He's apparently really good at gameplay, which I think is why he got his start. He's an ex Overwatch pro. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's weird to me. He fits the stereotype for like kind of that entitled gamer child mindset, and I'm like,
Mhm.
that's not me. The older I get, that's even less me. So I don't know. Like, like he's not personally my kind of favorite brand of content, but like he's got fans. He's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch. So I mean, there's
Yeah.
an audience for it. I mean, I would assume his audience skews younger, which I'd love to see the demographics on that because, like, I think kids want to see themselves in a lot of the people they watch,
Yeah.
and I think that's very easy for his personality for a kid to see himself in that. But is it great content for me? No, I find it annoying. But yeah.
I think it's also, has anybody experienced this? I mean, I want to ask Boobagel because I have a bunch of times, but literally every once in a blue, not in a blue moon, but like probably once a month or maybe more than that. I have a kid come into my stream or if I'm on TikTok and ask me if I play Fortnite. And I can't tell if it's a meme. I can't tell if it's a meme or if uh like if they're serious or if it's just somebody trying to troll me, but it's like literally always have somebody asking me if I play Fortnite and I don't. I've never played that game in my life.
Okay, so that's tough for me because I literally during the week I do playing with viewers Fortnite streams.
Oh
So like
yeah.
that's what I do is I play with a bunch of people and most of the time they're kids or whatever.
Hmm.
So I often get people asking if I will play Fortnite with them. And same even on Rust, like when I stream Rust, I'm assuming they're kids. You can tell when they're kids because the way they type or whatever. Like, can I join you? And I'm like, no, no, you can't. Not Rust. Fortnite, yes. Rust, no.
Right. Okay. Well, wait, what? I've never played Rust. What's the
Um, so Rust is like server based. So you hop on a server and it wipes every week or it wipes every month. I go through weekly ones. You build a base. You pick a place on the map and you build a base, whatever. Your base is there all week, whether you're on the game or not. And people can raid you and you can raid people. So if I were to let kids play with me, they would know where everything is because they've seen me, on the stream go in and out of my base or whatever.
Mhm.
So, like, playing with people is just not safe in that kind of game because people can screw you over and take all your crap, and they'll know everything about you and your teammates, everything like that. So
It's like, is it
that's
like Ark without
it's
dinosaurs?
it's like Ark without dinosaurs. Yeah,
Yeah, or
Look,
like Minecraft with guns.
yeah,
Minecraft with guns. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Fortnite. Gotcha.
yeah,
Fortnite, yeah.
Fork knife. I'm
Forky.
old.
yeah.
So, okay. So can I briefly poop on something and like I want to hear what you have to say. Like
Is it gonna be Fortnite?
this is the no, this is the,
Leave Fortnite alone.
I've never I
Boomer
will
takes, Boomer
dude
takes time.
dude they're gonna put Goku, Vegeta and Beerus in Fortnite. It's
Hmm.
been I don't know. Will I have to play Fortnite? Will anybody give a fuck? Who knows? Watch the next episode of the backlog.
It's free. You might as well.
What if I
See,
just become like the world's biggest like Fortnite streamer
dude,
after
what if you're
this?
amazing at it and you don't even know?
I
You could be the
highly
next
doubt
ninja.
that. I
Oh my
You
god,
you could be telling
ninja!
people there's not enough movement while
I
you
could
try to get
be
them to.
Oh
I
god,
could be
most
the
embarrassing moment.
most angriest white boy that ever existed.
Hey, you're in great company, right?
No, whoa. I gotta ask this question though. Oh, hold on. Has anybody noticed a trend in like streaming content where essentially what streamers do, and this is what how they make their clips, is all they do is yell really fucking loud and like it's not anything exciting. It's not anything like particularly special. It's just
Mhm.
shouting and then they clip that and then that's what they upload and people fucking love it. I mean, but they're not really they're not saying anything. They're not really doing anything different than the way you would do it. But shouting gets people's attention. It's kind of like a
Well,
monkey brain thing.
yeah, like loud equals funny these days. I don't know why, but it does. Like, if I'm screaming and yelling, I'm automatically 10 times funnier.
Yeah.
Like, that, I don't know. But I have noticed that as well. In the past couple of years, I've noticed that loud equals funny. So,
There's like a thing where it's like there's this guy, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but he would shout statements, and then he would upload those statements to, social media. and like he wasn't really saying anything. He really like, and even then you wouldn't understand the context of what he was saying, but that was like getting him traction. Just
No,
shouting
it's so funny.
like shouting a statement. It's almost like, when you shout or you say something with authority, then that it must mean something, in like sort of a, if you're not paying attention, if you're just like
You're
looking at
saying
listening to something
you're saying he's the
phonetically.
Travis Scott of streaming.
I don't even know what that means. I'm an old person. Isn't that a McDonald's meal?
It is.
Yeah, isn't that the McDonald's meal?
You get your Travi patties. Let's
Double
go.
quarter pounder with fries and barbecue sauce on the side and a Sprite.
Whoa, is that is that the meal?
Yeah, I think so.
That
Is that the
was.
actual how
He got Sprite.
damn.
It came with a Sprite. I remember. I remember it came
Damn,
with a
she
Sprite.
she
Yeah,
had it down. Holy shit.
with the barbecue sauce and everything.